So there's going to be a $1,500 fine. I'm going to probate that, not for you. I'm probating it for your mom because I know she would help you pay that. So we're going to probate that. I'm going to place you on 2 years deferred adjudication. You're going to get employment. You understand?
Yes.
And I'm going to require that you stick with that job. The only time you can leave the job you have, of course, if there's something dangerous happening, they're violating OSHA standards. The only time you'll be able to leave that job, if they're not violating OSHA standards, is if you already have another job. You understand? We're not going to do that anymore.
Title: Judge catches attorney lying in court. You won't believe what happens next. Welcome back, everyone. Today, we have an incredible moment from a real court case.
So here's the thing. Don't send a message to the court with profanity in it. Number one, your case is set on the day it's set. The person who you need to perhaps send that to is the person who is not here.
Correct.
Do you unfold your arms? So don't do that. One, you need to speak to your attorney, and your attorney needs to be here. This case has been set numerous times waiting for your attorney. So the fact that you have what you put in your letter, I have bills to pay, I'm not a scrub,
Correct.
I have my own house and car now and have to pay the bills.
That's correct.
That's who you need to be sending that to your attorney.
Which
not
I
the
have.
court.
Which I have.
And there's nothing I can do with that.
And then you sending me here every day, every day.
Yeah.
How am I going to pay bills?
Well,
You say this is a place of communication.
Well, here's the communication. You need to talk to your attorney because guess what? The court schedule doesn't revolve around your attorney. It doesn't revolve around you.
And not to be rude or anything, if he doesn't revolve around you, either he has stuff to do. He has federal inmates out of county.
All right,
I can't make him. I tried.
All
I
right,
tried.
so this is what we're going to do. Oh, we're going to wait for his attorney. Okay, thank you.
May I be excused or?
Yes, we're waiting for your attorney.
Okay. He's not going to show up till the 3rd.
No, I'm sending an email to his people, his office to let him know he needs to be here.
I believe he's in Guadalupe County today and another county. I don't know which county.
In alphabetical order, Bear comes before all of those counties. All right, are the parties ready on Gabriel Echatia? We're going to find out how to pronounce that when you all come up, at least how I can pronounce it.
I'll let him explain that.
How do you pronounce it?
Echatia.
Echatia. Okay, Echatia. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 1497, State of Texas versus Gabriel Echatia. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Jason Garahan, Your Honor.
Defense?
Brian Kimbrough.
And are you Mr. Echatia?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery that you reviewed with your client?
I did.
Mr. Echatia, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Echatia, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of evading arrest detention with a vehicle? That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
No comment.
No. Did you understand what your rights are?
Yes. Sorry.
And are you intending to give up those rights to enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any
in the courtroom. It's not something you see every day, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. Let's dive into the action. The scene opens with a heated exchange between a judge and an attorney. The attorney is trying to make a case for his client, but the judge isn't buying it. The attorney insists that the judge should recuse himself from the case because of an alleged conflict of interest. He argues that a previous decision.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do.
Mr. Achatia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Trial motions that have been filed, waiving consent to. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you've applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would ask the court to follow the plea bargain. Mr. Ichotea has no criminal record. He's what, 20? 20 years old, Your Honor. This was a big mistake. He understands that, and he'll do well on probation, I'm sure.
All right. So why are you going 100 miles per hour?
To be honest with you, Your Honor, that day I was going to school.
All right. So here's the thing, and your attorney will tell you this. When people start a sentence with, to be honest with you, usually what's coming after that is not honest. And then when people say, in all honesty, what's coming is not honesty. Whenever you hear people talking and they say, well, with all due respect, what's about to come is without respect. So you're speeding, going 100 miles per hour. Why?
I was going to school.
Yeah, but why are you going 100 miles per hour? Other people go to school. They're not going 100 miles per hour. I'm sorry, what?
I was running late, Your Honor.
So you're running late. And what school were you going to?
I was going to Pathways Home Education.
And whose car were you in?
In my vehicle.
All right. Do you have insurance on that vehicle in your name?
Yes.
And were you paying for that vehicle and paying for the insurance?
Not the insurance, Your Honor.
Who was paying for the insurance?
Be my mother.
And so how long were you in doing home education with Pathways?
About 3 months.
And where were you doing education before Pathways?
It was Stevens High School.
All right. So why were you at Pathways Home as opposed to Stevens?
I had dropped out at Stevens High School during the pandemic because they weren't allowing me present in my classes anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to go back to school. So we had found an educational program for students that wanted to work from home, or if they wanted to, could go to the school physically if they felt comfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just running like that day. And I'm trying to go back to school now. Really.
So have you graduated?
No.
So
when
how do you-
I went to jail, that kind of made everything fall apart.
And then I bet when you went to jail, that sort of woke you up too.
Yes, ma'am.
So how far did you go in school?
How far? About junior year.
So you're in your junior year, you're 20. School is different from when I went.
At that time,
It was rare that 18-year-olds were still in high school. They had already graduated. So I'm trying to figure out why
I got
at
held back in
20.
first grade.
I'm sorry?
I got held back in first grade.
Okay.
But I was 19 at the time, so I was still eligible for a high school diploma. So that's why I was going through that educational program to get my diploma.
All right. How long have you been out of custody?
State, I believe, to be honest with you, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
All right. Either you're just trying to put that behind you or it didn't make enough of an impact. So have you been out of custody for more than a month? More than 3 months? More than 6 months? All right. So you haven't been in school since you've been out of custody. So what have you been doing?